What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel again. And you know, this is gonna be a little different. Got some stuff going on today, but I wanted to show you my new project I just got. Actually, it's a Gen 1 Speed 3. Does need a lot of work, but it'll be cool. So here we go. Nothing crazy. Headlights obviously are in the car, needs to be put in. My favorite part about this car was the interior. Literally beautiful. For a car with 130 on it, like, you can't complain. But thought it was going to be a good motor, ended up having some head issues, so going to be getting an OEM head to throw on there, and that'll be a good driving car. Got another car in today. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it before. It's a white Speed 3 with a upgraded turbo. He actually had two valves go bad on him, so we're going to be taking the head off today to be sending that to the machine shop. Show you guys that here in a second. Yeah, we got a Gen 2 Speed 3 in today. It's a very beautiful car. It has a lot of sweet mods on it. Thing actually moves out pretty good, but she had some issues, and we're gonna have to get it sorted.
He's got the full race manifold.
Yeah, I can't remember what turbo he actually has on there.
We put a Borg Warner on it. I can't remember exactly which one it is. It's an old kit that used to be around a lot for these, but the thing moves out.
Yeah, sounds sick. But what did we end up finding wrong with this thing?
Did a leak down test and noticed that we were getting a lot of leakage on a couple cylinders at once. And instead of, you know, suspecting bad valves or rings or anything like that, when you have a leak down on a couple cylinders at once, generally there's an issue with the timing. So I checked the lash. After we checked the lash, we noticed that you can fit the feeler gauge that we were using into the cylinders that weren't leaking, and then the cylinders that were leaking, you couldn't fit the feeler gauge into it. So the suspected a loose chain. It is pretty loose. It's not misfiring yet or anything, but it does smoke pretty bad, and that was his initial concern.
Right.
So
which would then make sense from valves.
Suspecting bad valve seals and the timing chain. So we're gonna take the head off, get it redone, put a new timing kit on it. Should be good to go.
Nice. Yeah. This is one of those things that'll happen when you're full bolt-on a car that's got 100,000 miles on it, and you kind of got to be ready for that. But on the other note, if you want this without all the work, you could just go ahead and head over to our website, spend your hard-earned dollars on this here beautiful car, and get a chance to win. I wish I could. This thing is so sick. We're trying to get more videos out to you guys here shortly on it. But yeah, one of you guys is taking this thing home.
It's the EFR 625A kit.
Yeah, thing's sick.
And this is meth injected. This thing, we guesstimate that it's probably putting down over 400 wheels.
It's got to be close. It feels like it. Got the meth tank hidden. You know, you don't see nothing to see here. Got the little trunk cover. You pull up, give someone the gap, and they'll never know. Dude, what do you got going on over here? This thing's been in here for a while, and it's basically a full car again.
Yeah, wrapping up my buddy Z. He's had it for a long time, like 8 or 9 years.
It's been a project.
The reason it looks like so kind of messed up or whatever is he did drive it through the winter for 5 years.
It's a car. It's meant to be driven,
yeah,
you know?
Western New York winters not very fair on vehicles. But yeah, no, we ended up having to replace the turbos because of that. Actually, the downpipes were so rusted to the turbos that
would knock them off.
The nuts and bolts are just snapping off in the turbos. I took them to my buddy who's a machinist because I wasn't even going to attempt trying to get all those studs and nuts out at once. He's like, they're cooked. There's nothing I can do. So we put CZP big turbo upgrade on it from Garrett. New 5-bolt downpipes. Few new wiring harnesses. He's repainting the timing covers right now and everything. We put new oil cooler hoses on it. New steering bushing. It's got Z1 adjustable front suspension now. So this thing
it's gonna be a ripper.
This thing will be pretty back to normal.
Should be at least 500 to the wheel because it's a built motor.
The turbos are good for 600, and yeah, this is a built motor. He previously blew his motor and replaced it. So I mean, he's good for 600 as much as the turbos can make.
Right.
The motor's built past that. So.
Yeah, pretty sweet build. I love these cars. Every video we gotta shout out that boy Cheech Boolin. Cheech is Boolin with spooling. That boy. Also, very random. One thing I always notice about these white Speed 3s, nothing against the owners, but every time I've seen one, they are filthy. Like, I don't understand. It's like covered. Every time. I don't know. Every white Speed I've seen is always just caked.
It's a common misconception that white is the hardest color to keep clean. It's black.
They're both hard, but
I had this argument with my girlfriend the other day. She's like, no way.
It's true.
I'm like, yeah, look it up. I'm like, black is a way harder color to keep.
Because you notice everything. I'd say white is definitely a close one, but yeah, 100%. But yeah, we'll step back with you guys once we get some other stuff taken apart. Bam, we got some more stuff taken apart. What we got going on?
All right, so you got the timing cover off. Got your injectors out. We'd use our Cork Sport injector puller to get one of them out because it was stuck.
Definitely handy. Those things suck.
Yeah, that's a great tool to have.
For sure.
So this setup, I'm going to try to do something a little bit different with it because you are supposed to take off the exhaust and everything and the turbo and all that. What I'm going to try to do, because it's aftermarket setup and it's kind of a pain in the ass to do, I'm trying to save myself some time, and I'm going to pull the head with the turbo attached. I undid all of the coolant lines, the vacuum lines, boost lines, whatever, the oil drain, all that. I disconnected the downpipe at the 1V band here. The downpipe is super simple to detach on this, so I'm hoping that I can just pick this whole thing up and just lift it out like that with the turbo attached.
It would definitely save some time.
Because if you look right here too, there's no way I'm getting that manifold off without the turbo with it.
Right.
Because of how close it is.
And then it just becomes a pain because then you got to separate the turbo from the manifold and the manifold from the head.
Doesn't mean this turbo is like bad for it or anything.
No.
It's just where it sits.
And honestly, if it works out, it'll be more convenient than anything.
Yeah.
And obviously with every setup, it's going to be different. But yeah, we're looking pretty close. Almost that time.
Yeah, we scrapped. I just took the old timing. I said forget the tool because I know it's going to need timing anyway. As long as you got the bottom end at TDC, I use that bottom tool. The pin that goes in for the crankshaft
lock it in.
to stop, just so you don't back it up or anything. Or
either way,
spins.
this car does have, I want to say, over 90,000 miles. And I asked him if he ever did the timing. He said no. So while we're in there, it just makes sense to go ahead and do it.
It had like gasket sealer on the timing cover, but I don't think it's ever been done.
Right.
So.
Preventive of maintenance, especially if you're
next
going.
We're gonna take the cam caps off, get the cams out, and pull the head, and hopefully she'll lift right off with the turbo and the manifold attached. So we're gonna see if this will work.
All right, we'll catch up with you when this is hopping out. Say I wanted to walk out here while it stopped snowing for a minute and tell you guys a little bit more about this project car I picked up. It should be a good car. It needs some work, a little more than I was expecting, but you know, with a project car you'll have that. Funny story, the motor in this actually came out of the Speed 6 a while back. The original motor that was in the car when we got it was a great motor, had about 90,000 on it with fresh timing, and it was a good motor. But we went with a different route, so we sold it. This guy had picked it up, put it in the car, tried to get it running, was never able to do it, couldn't figure out what was going on, so we posted it for sale. I picked it up knowing the motor and figuring I can get it running easily, and it wasn't that easy. So we found this after we pulled the valve cover out. Yep, that is a chunk of the head. So I don't know if it'll pick it up on camera, but if you see there, it's almost like someone had drilled into it and it broke off on the inside. And where this was is right lined up with an intake manifold bolt. So our theory is someone ran a bolt that wasn't meant for it way too far in, it cracked, and then this was then stuck under the cam lobe, which then caused the cam to snap off of the cam gear. So now the plan is to hopefully put a fresh head on this, hopefully have a good bottom end still, and then get this running again. It is full 3-inch exhaust, catless downpipe, 3-inch intake with a access port and high pressure fuel pump and an EGR delete. So once we get it running, it should be a little ripper, but I don't plan on keeping it for long. Just a fun little winter car, and then we'll get back into working on the Evo. Just kind of been waiting on parts and for things to fall into place with that car, so we'll keep it going to get back into taking that head off. Figured I'd pick up the camera there from the time lapse, show you guys what we got.
This is what Speed 3 looks like without the head.
Yeah, we were able to pull it with the turbo and manifold, so it's very nice.
Yeah, it's
Came
a
out pretty good.
little heavy, and
Definitely a little heavy. Those
I
manifolds.
suggest if you do it that way, that
Maybe
you
have
know,
two people.
you're just ready to put it down somewhere, so that you don't have to like drop it on the ground or anything. Just have a spot set aside. If you do want to use 2 people, that's fine, but just make sure you have somewhere to set it down so you don't drop it. But other than that, she's ready to go.
Drop this bad boy off at the machine shop. Get them back out here ripping.
Get all these spaghetti wires hooked back up.
Good old spaghetti.
Yeah.
Honestly, we'll probably end up wrapping this video up there. Showed you guys the new project car, what we got going on with this, and then of course, can't forget about the good old giveaway over there. Link will be in the description. Do not sleep on that. But yeah, we'll catch back up with you guys once we get this head back, and we'll keep on ripping. Peace.
One of you watching this is going to have a chance to win this fully built Speed 6.
That's good.